I'm not entitled for anything. I don't deserve a damn thing. I am so blessed to be where I'm at, and I've worked my ass off for it, and I've also gotten freaking lucky. I went through the transition from Buffalo to Cleveland, and I thought I was a horrible player. I left that going, I'm not good. I'm not good. I left a team that was on the verge of being in the playoffs every single year, going to the AFC Championship every single year. I still have to get past Kansas City, which is easier said than done. But, they're an unbelievable, unbelievable team. And I was kicked out of it. You're not good enough to be here. Right? That tore me apart. But I thank God for it, because then I get to Cleveland. I get, nine starts under my belt, and an offensive line coach that, I think he believed in me. I don't know. I don't know if he likes me at all, but he wanted me to be the best Wyatt Teller I could be. And I'm thankful for that. I had a team, an organization, a coach, everybody that backed me up. And I got really lucky, but at the same time, I worked my ass off for it. That season of 2020, no one could travel. No one could do anything. But I put on 16 pounds of lean mass. I worked my butt off, all this different stuff. I could have gotten an injury the first play of game one, and Wyatt Teller would not have been anybody. I think that, Juan Castillo, he was the offensive line coach when I got there, and his thing was, hey, you got 34-inch arms, you're 6'4.5", you got the size, you got the length, I'll make you into a good player. I think that he was a huge proponent of me, and I think that he still is. He still texts me, and he's an amazing, amazing guy. But I just think that they had another kid, Ike Butker, who's a really good player, but Ike had just come off an Achilles. And I think he was supposed to go, middle rounds, maybe late rounds, but he was supposed to get drafted. He didn't. So they picked him up with me. Ike is a very smart player. I'm not a dumb player, but it takes me a second. I have to study. I have to work. Now after year 6, it's a little second nature, but at first I had to learn. I didn't know what frickin' duo was. No offense, in college, they didn't teach us anything. That man was at Iowa. That man knew offensive line play. So, it took me a second to kind of mature and learn that aspect of it. But I think that they truly believed that, Ike had a very high upside ceiling, and that I was kind of at my ceiling, or I was kind of playing, I might get a little bit better, but who knows? So I think that they were making a business decision with, hey, we have an undrafted guy, same size, same length, as smarter than Wyatt. So why would we, not use this as an advantage for the team? And I think, a lot of people are like, damn it, why did we get rid of Wyatt? You guys also got one of the team-changing wide receivers with one of those picks. So it wasn't the worst thing for the Bills, but, with the offensive line struggles, and, I don't watch the Bills all the time, but people tell me this, it's been tough to watch, because it's like, hey, we had a mainstay at right guard and we got rid of him. And I just think that, now they don't, I don't know, maybe they still get rid of people, but it's like, hey, if we have an offensive lineman, we're going to give him a year or two to really show us what he's got. And I think that kind of, maybe taught him a lesson. And if anything, that's a good thing. And I will say this, Brandon Beane, and Coach McDermott, just absolute amazing guys. Mr. Pagula, just amazing organization. I can't speak highly enough about him. And even after the fact of being traded, Coach McDermott still reached out to me. Hey man, thinking about you, praying for you. Hope the best for you. He didn't have to do that, but it was just a different family. Plus they send you in all those rookie meetings where they brainwash you into absolutely loving the city, but Buffalo was a pretty cool city. Now, you can't own guns up there, and I'm a Second Amendment guy, but it was a special place. And, now being in Northeast Ohio, I feel like it's a, blue collar Rust Belt city it's just amazing. And so I've been blessed. Sometimes when I drive down, some of the roads here, I'll just be like, am I in Buffalo? It just feels very similar, but yeah, now I've spent 3 times as long in in Cleveland as I have in Buffalo. So crazy.